Hey yogis and yogis, welcome to Yogana. My name is Anna. Today we're going to be doing a flow focused on the hip flexors. So if you're sitting a lot with your job all day or standing or just hold any kind of stress, we tend to close in our hips a lot. So this is going to be really awesome to open up the hips and then release in the low back. So go ahead and hop onto your mats and we'll get started. All right, so let's go ahead and get started in a wide-legged seat. So we're just gonna extend both of the legs nice and wide. No need to force the width here, just wherever it feels comfortable to you. We're gonna lift our glutes out of the way behind us so that we're on the fronts of the sits bones. Those knees are gonna be just gently softened, so just slightly bent. And then the toes are just gonna be in between a point and a flex. So just finding like a Barbie toe foot there. So we'll go ahead and take a deep inhale through the nose as we lengthen through the spine, nice tall spine. And then exhale, we'll start to walk the hands forward. So just finding your edge here, no need to make it all the way forward. We'll just go ahead and start to make some gentle bounces. So just slowly getting into those hips, those hamstrings, and the low back. We'll just start to feel the intensity increase as we drop the heart and then decrease and release in as we lift the heart. So just slowly find those bounces and then the release in the neck, just keeping those shoulders down the spine. Good. From here, we'll start to just find a release in the heart and then just sway those hips side to side. So again, just noticing where you feel it in your body as you move. And just breathing into those spaces. Good. Eventually making your way to stillness. So just finding that edge wherever the hands land is perfect. We'll let those shoulders keep falling down the spine. And then just breathe here. Just unlocking that tension in the hips already to start. Good. We'll start to walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, the left side of your foot, and then open up with that right arm, framing the face, feeling that side body stretch in the right side. Inhale as you bring yourself up and over to the right with that right hand, framing that right foot, and then framing your head with your left arm. So just like you're holding a big beach ball, feeling that opening in the left side of the body. We'll rock through center. So take both hands, walk them through the center, and then over again to the left side. Inhale as you frame the face with that right arm. Exhale as you release. Inhale as you bring yourself up and over to the right side. Exhale as you release, framing that left ear with your left arm, and then we'll switch directions. So we'll inhale, bring yourself up through center. Exhale, release that left hand on the inside of that left leg. Right arm frames the face. And then release the hands through center. Walk them all the way to the right side. Frame the left ear with your left arm. And then last time, we'll bring ourselves up and over to the left. Frame your face with that right arm. Exhale, release both hands through center. Inhale, walk the hands in through center, lifting that heart back up, shoulders roll down the spine, hands come behind you. We'll plant both of the feet nice and wide, keep the knees bent, and then just windshield wiper the knees back and forth. So here, unlocking the hips nice and deep. If this feels good, if it feels like it's plenty enough of an opener, stay here. If you want a little bit more of an opener, challenge, interlace those fingertips and then keep swaying those knees back and forth. Just see if it's a little bit more of a challenge. Good. Next time the knees come back through center, we'll take the hands behind us. Swing the knees behind us, make our way into a tabletop posture. Come to all fours, shake out the hips. Knees are about hips distance wide, wrists underneath the shoulders. And then kick that right leg out beside us. So leg goes out nice and wide, no forcing again. Just finding your edge and then walking the hands forward, melting the heart down, pressing those hips back for more intensity or walking that foot out a little bit wider. Again, no forcing, just finding your edge. Inhale, bring your heart back up, walk the hands all the way up, extending the arms out at a T, and then exhale, right hand goes down the right leg, left arm reaches over to the right side, open again deep into that left side body. Nice lateral stretch. Inhale, bring yourself up back through center. Exhale, land those hands back down, come back to all fours. Shake out the hips and switch sides. Left foot goes out beside you, find your edge. And then walk the hands forward, melt the heart down, press those hips back. And breathe. Good. Next inhale, or whenever you feel balance on this side, we'll press the hands back in towards the body as we lift the heart back up. Arms come out to a T. And then exhale, drop that left hand down the left leg, open up in the right side body. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Exhale, drop the hands. And then come back to all fours, making our way into a down dog. We'll tuck the toes, lift the hips high, and pedal out the dog. Nice and slow, warming up the hamstrings. Drop one heel, bend the opposite knee. Keep the hips nice and lifted. Good. From here, we'll start to tippy toe ourselves up into a forward fold. So feet come up to meet the hands. Soften the knees as you land at the top of the mat. We'll grab opposite elbows and shake out the head, releasing in the upper body. In the head, releasing tension in the shoulders, letting the hips just slowly start to lift up with time, with gravity as we hold here. Naturally opening up those hamstrings, the backs of the knees. Shaking out the head, yes and no. And then exhale, releasing the elbows, slowly ragdolling yourself up, feeling each vertebrae on the spine. The head's going to be the last thing to rise. Coming into mountain pose, roll the shoulders back as you make your way up. Nice and tall spine, palms face forward. And then we'll inhale, arms high. Exhale, dive it down, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back, make a tabletop with your spine. And then release, step it back with the right leg. Find a low crescent lunge. So we're gonna drop that right knee, untuck the toes, make sure that left knee isn't racing in front of the toes. And then we'll inhale the arms high. Exhale, cactus arms. Bend the elbows 90 degrees. Open up in the heart. Shoulders drop down the spine. And that right hip is aiming down and forward. So you'll start to feel that nice deep opening in the right hip flexor. And then opening in the heart, just an extra bonus. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, frame that left foot. Tuck the right toes, lift the knee. And then kick that left foot back. Find three-legged dog. We'll stack the hips, bend in that left knee, And then make some circles with the left knee. Just moving one direction, getting nice and deep into the hip socket. Finding circles the opposite direction. And then lowering down that left foot, finding a four-legged down dog. Switching sides, we'll kick that right heel high, stack the hips open, bend in that knee, make some circles. One direction, then the other. Good, and then we'll release. Re-extend that right leg. Exhale as we bring it all the way up and through. If you want to plant it halfway down, grab onto the calf, assist it as you come all the way through. Or if you have that mobility, just making your way down, planting it in between both hands, and then dropping that left knee. Untuck the toes, check in with that knee, make sure you can see your toes, and then inhale those arms high. Exhale, find cactus arms. Shoulders drop down the spine. Press the heart forward, and that left hip presses down and forward. And we'll just breathe into that space. Good. Exhale, lower down the hands. Plant the hands on the outside of that right foot. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee, and then find an easy twist. So that left hand's gonna stay grounded. You can either find the fist to ground you, the hand to ground you, or if you have a block to lift the ground up to you, that's a good option. We'll inhale that right arm high, stack the shoulders, and then gaze can stay down on the ground if you feel a little unsteady, or make your way up. Good. From here, I'm going to give you two options. So if you feel a little unsteady, you want to drop that left knee, untuck the toes, you're welcome to. We're going to pull ourselves up so those shoulders are still in line. Both arms are at a T, or you're welcome to keep that knee lifted, toes tucked, and then challenge your core, your strength a little bit here, and especially your balance. We'll drop that right hand down the back leg. Left arm reaches back like peaceful warrior. Good. Inhale, bring yourself back up. If that left knee is down on the ground, we'll start to lift it up. We'll windmill that right arm forward, find a high lunge, and then open up warrior two. Left foot comes out 45 degrees. We'll press that right knee open, shoulders just above the hips. Good. And then inhale, windmill that hand down, frame that right foot, and then press that right foot back to meet the left. Move through a flow. Lift those shoulders forward. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, find up dog. Exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog. Good, we'll make our way to the other side. Kick that left heel high as we inhale. Exhale, bring it up and all the way through. Plant it between both hands. Drop that back knee, untuck the toes. Or if you kept that knee lifted on the other side, go ahead and keep it lifted on this side. We'll find that easy twist. Plant that right hand, open up with the left arm, stack the shoulders. Good option to drop the right knee again or keep it lifted as we pull ourselves up with that left hand. Shoulders in line, arms at a T. Drop that left hand down the back leg. Right arm reaches back. Keep those hips nice and low. And then inhale that left arm forward. Exhale, warrior two. Right heel drops 45 degrees. Shoulders drop down the spine. Exhale, windmill the hands down, plant around that left foot. And then this time we'll move into a standing split. Kick that right heel high. Soften through that left knee. Rotate that right hip in. And then make our way into warrior three. So slowly those palms are going to come together. We'll start to lift the heart up. Keep that right hip tilted in towards the mat. Find cobra with the chest. Good, and softly land in warrior one. So we'll soften through that left knee. Gently take a small step back with your right foot. Arms come up overhead. Drop the hips low. And then exhale, frame that front foot. Land on those right toes, take a step back. Find lizard pose. We're gonna heel toe that left foot out towards the edge of the mat. Drop that right knee. Untuck the toes. And then see if that left knee is in line with those left toes. If the left knee wants to fall open, let the left foot also roll onto the edge of the foot. Good. From here, we'll go ahead and stay up on the palms or start to make your way down if that's part of your practice. Coming onto the forearms, just finding your edge here. Wherever you're at, just feeling those benefits of the hips opening up, of this posture, the release in the low back. Good. We'll start to make our way up onto the palms if you're down on the forearms, and then only if you'd like to, we're going to start to bend in that right knee. So it'll get you deep into that quad muscle. And then keep that right hand planted as we reach back with the left fingertips. So if you can reach that foot, we'll pull it in, roll that left shoulder open, and breathe. Good. Slowly release that right foot without flinging it. Lower down that left hand, tuck the right toes, lift the knee, and kick that left foot back. Find three-legged dog. Stack the hips for a moment, bend in the knee, scorpion dog. And then lower down, find four-legged down dog. Good. Making your way to the other side. We'll kick that right heel high as we inhale. Exhale, bring it up and all the way through. Plant it between both hands. Find standing split, ground through that right foot. Kick that left heel high. Rotate that left hip in. Kick that left heel high. And then maybe grab onto that right calf if you want to challenge your balance or keep the hands steady on the ground to help your balance. Good. And then from here, we'll start to make our way into warrior three. So we'll bring those palms together at prayer center, lifting the heart. If you fall out of it, no worries, just come right back into it. Find cobra with the chest. Find that Barbie toe foot with the left foot. So somewhere in between flexing and pointing. Rotate that left hip in. Final breath here. We'll soften through that right knee and then softly land with that left foot. Find warrior one. Arms come up overhead. Drop the hips low. And then exhale. Plant those hands on the outside of that right foot. Take a step back. Land on the toes of the left foot. And then heel toe that right foot out. Find lizard on this side. We'll drop that left knee, untuck the toes. Find your edge here. Protect that right knee by lining it up with the direction of the right toes. Soften the shoulders. Stay up on the palms or lower down a little bit further. Up to you. Keep that left hip aiming towards the ground. And then we'll start to make our way back up onto the palms if you're not already there. Keep that left hand planted. Start to bend in that left knee. Bring it in towards the glute and reach back with the right hand. Roll that right shoulder open. Breathe into the quad. And then release without flinging. Bring that right hand back to the front. Tuck the left toes, lift the knee. Kick the right heel high. Open up, find scorpion dog. And then lower down, four-legged down dog. Good, tippy toe. Make your way up to the front of the mat. Heel toe the feet out nice and wide. We'll find Malasana squat. If this is really intense on the backs of the heels, stay lifted and just ground through the toes. So lift up the heels and then make your way down, dropping those glutes. Or keep the feet planted, the heels planted, and drop the hips. Keep those hands lowered if you feel unsteady. Or if you feel nice and balanced, fixing your gaze on something that's not moving, bringing those palms together, pressing those knees open with your elbows. Nice tension in the palms, dropping the shoulders down the spine. And then releasing the hands, lifting the hips, straightening through the knees, stay right there. We'll do that one more time. So drop the hips low, bend in the knees, bring those palms to paracenter. Keep the shoulders down the spine. And then we're going to sit it on down, making our way down to the mat. Hands spin behind you. We'll lower down to the glutes. And then we'll go ahead and find head to knee pose. So we'll bring that right foot in towards the body. Left foot extends. Nice and tall in the spine. Glutes are out of the way. And then we'll exhale as we square up the torso with the left leg. Walk the hands down. And then settle that heart over the leg. Let the hands land wherever they land. Grab onto the outer edge of that left foot with your right hand so you get a little bit deeper of a stretch as you press into that left shin, and then feel that right back muscle really open up as you press deeper into that left leg. Good. We'll make our way back through center, so square up the torso, frame that left leg, walk your hands back up, take that right hand behind you, inhale that left arm high as we press into that right shin, lift the hips high, find stargazer pose, find guitar arm with that left arm, nice big circles in the shoulder, all the while you press those hips high. Good. Next time the hand comes forward, we'll lower down the hips and switch sides. So extend that right leg, left foot comes in. Move the glutes out of the way. Inhale as we lengthen. Exhale as we square up the torso with the right leg. Walk the hands down the leg. And then take that left hand to the outer edge of the right shin and press into that shin as you get deeper into that left back muscle. Good, we'll release once you feel balanced on this side. Walk the hands back through center. Frame that right leg and walk the hands back in. Take that left hand behind you and then inhale that right arm back, reaching towards the back corner as you lift the hips and then circle that arm open. getting into the shoulder. Good. Next time the arm comes forward, we'll lower back down. And then take both feet, plant them down as we bend in the knees. And then reach forward with the arms. Activate the core, keep the feet planted, and slowly roll down onto your back. Good, we'll hug the knees into the chest just for a moment and release the hands on the outside of the knee. Roll out the ankles, roll out the back, massage the spine. And then lower down the feet. Take the hips up and over to the right side. Cross the right knee over the left. And then we'll just let the knees fall to the left. So I'm going to give you options again to stay right here if this is plenty, or find cat pulling its tail. So to do that, it's sometimes helpful to have a strap, but I'll walk you through it. If you don't, we're just going to extend that right leg, grab somewhere along the right leg. So maybe it's on the ankle, the shin, or the toes, grabbing onto that foot with your left hand. And then from here, we're going to bend into that left knee, pulling that left heel in towards the glute, and then maybe staying there or reaching back, grabbing onto the foot with your right hand, rolling that shoulder open. So wherever you land, just make sure that right shoulder is aiming towards the ground to really open up in the torso and find the benefits of the twist. So if you can't quite touch that right foot, that's okay. Just bend in the knee, bring that left heel in towards the glute, and then roll that shoulder open. Or again, just keep the knees crossed, the knees bent, and you'll still get that nice deep opener in the right hip, the right glute. Good, we'll start to release that right leg, that right foot. If you grabbed on, cross it back over the left knee, bend in the knees, and then bring them back through center. Realign the hips on the mat through center. Uncross that right leg and switch sides. We'll cross that left knee over the right, lift the hips up and over to the left, and then drop the knees to the right. Good. So again, just staying here, grabbing onto that left knee, pressing it down with the right hand, letting that left arm come out beside you, that left shoulder aim towards the ground, or find cat pulling its tail again, extending the leg, grabbing somewhere along that left leg with your right hand, and then bending in that right leg, grabbing on to the foot somewhere, or just bringing that right heel in to meet the glutes, rolling that shoulder open. Good, and then releasing both feet if you grabbed onto one or the other. If you kept the knees bent, we'll bring them back through center, uncross that left knee, realign the hips through center, and then just let the knees windshield wiper back and forth. Good, we're going to finish off with reclined cobbler's pose. So the hips are going to be nice and grounded in the center of the mat. The feet are going to come together. Knees are going to be out wide. The outsides of the feet are planted on the ground. And then the knees are going to fall out nice and heavy. So imagining there's somebody pressing your knees open, or there's sandbags on your knees. If it's too much, take those toes forward. If it's too little, bring the heels in. Rest the hands, one hand on the heart, one hand on the belly, just feeling the breath, the belly inflate with every deep breath in, and deflate with every breath out. Good, and just staying here as long as you need to. This can be a really awesome hip opener, one of my favorites. Just letting gravity start to really open up the hips with just really minimal effort. So you're welcome to stay here as long as you need to. But when you do finish, just closing the knees like a book, hugging them into the chest, and slowly making your way up. Thank you all so much for practicing with me. It's been an honor. Namaste. If you enjoyed this video and feel great, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss the next flow.